my first session on Java. So nowadays, many organization is moving to Spring microservice where Java is got used as the primary language. Yeah, there are multiple other language by which you can do the microservice, but I there are a couple of organizations going by Java, and now here we have people who have knowledge on multiple other programming language, but they are not have much knowledge about the Java background. So this session will be for people like them, and so I will take you through the basic knowledge in Java which you need to work on any Java project. But I do expect that people has knowledge on other programming language, so have the basic programming skill sets. So today's first session, I have some list of topics to be covered. So let's go by the first one. That's a project structure. When we make a Java project, how the structure used to be. So now we have multiple editors to be used in this market, but I picked up Visual Code Studio for this training because that's free and it's a developer friendly editor tool. So let's go and open Visual Code Studio. So it's very easy to set up Java here. If you have been using Mac, it's Command Shift P. If you give something, yeah, Command Shift P, you can you will come to this screen. Just give this one. You will have couple of list of options. The first option what you can type here, that is configure Java runtime. This is the one. If you go there, you can see you have an option to install JDK whatever you want, and at the same time, if you go here, you can see whatever the JDK got installed and got selected for your PC. I'm using for this demo JDK 11, Open JDK 11. Maybe down the line, I will shift it to other JDK whenever we have a need. So I'm not going any detail on the installation. You can follow other referral, I mean video or reference for that. If you need any help, you can let me know. I will put the links for that. But here my intention is to go through a project and give you an overview on the project structure. So first we'll do that create Java project. We have Maven tool nowadays which will take care of all your configuration. Being a first session, I'm not going to that, but down the line I will create session on Maven. So I'm going for no builds tool this time. You have to select a folder. So let me go. Give me a folder. I'm selecting this project location. Then you give a project name. I'm giving the same name. Just give like first project. Press enter. Yep. So this project got created. You could see first project. It has a lib and it has a src. So how it goes in lib, we store all the libraries, any jar files, all those things we store in here, and in the source folder you will have the source file. So automatically I'm sorry, Visual Studio has that they will create a Java class with app name. You can rename it. You can go here, rename like let like welcome. So whatever be your file name, your class name has to be same. Otherwise, you can see there is already an error coming up. And they already prescribed, see. So you can accept that. Yeah, it came in. So this a demo class already got created. So, let me explain you the details of this. So here the Java first goes by the class. the class name first letter should be capital. And here we have three different types of access specifier. There's public, protected, and private. I will go in detail in access specifier in next sessions, but this time I'm giving you an overview on the public only. Public access specifier is a specifier where everyone can access it anywhere. Protected and private has different scope. I will go in my next sessions on that. So along with the public, then the next thing in Java, everything gets called from the main method. You have to have the main method on the main one in one of the Java class, which will call you other Java classes. So main method here, it's returning nothing, that's why void. And then you have access specifier static. I will show you some demo on static today, but the static access specifier is a specific access specifier which you can call without creating any object. I will show some demo on that. And here this is an exception class. You have so throws exception means this class can do throw exception, but it will be handled. And then in the main you passing a parameter. Then for the printout Java, they used this system class where you have an out static member, and by that member you calling this println method. Ln means new line. If you do print, it will be same line. And hello world. Just click the play button. You can see the compilation is happening, execution done, and the print is there. That's the basic first Java program. So the next thing then I thought today I will give an overview on the data types. As I told you, I will not go in detail of any like basic programming stuffs. So I believe all of you already know these data types. But basically, when you're working in Java, these 5 data types you should be aware of. That integer data type, long is that more than integer, that it has some difference of bytes. Float means decimal. Double means same, but it I think it's 64 bits. And string is like single parameter string parameters. Okay, then the next things I will go for constructor. So in Java, oh sorry, in this class there is a way you have the constructor which will have the same name as class name. So here we can have a constructor, just for example, clearing this thing. Let's execute. So I create a constructor for this class. So constructor should have the same name as class name. I just put a display. Now I'm just creating an object of this class. Let's execute. Yeah. So see, now I just created an object and then I'm doing a printout, and then see, I'm just doing a display. See, this constructor called this printout had happened at first, because whenever you creating the constructor, whenever you creating the object, automatically constructor will be called in Java, and that's something happening here. And then but printout you have the same is happening. Okay, so this is the constructor. Then the next concept which I'll explain to you, that is overloading constructors. Okay, let's uh, let's change the name of this class so I can give you a good example. Or maybe we can create another class here. Create new file. Let's see, box.java. Yeah, it got created. And then let's create a constructor like this, where we have okay, then do a main method. Public starting void main, main method will pass in string. Then another constructor we're creating, where we giving let's create an object. So here we created two different constructor, but I haven't created any object of it. Let's create obj1. Obj2 is equal to I am doing another element where I can pass that first object, and let's create another constructor where I will have let me declare these variables first, that's why it's showing the error. Double width, double length, double height. So So in Java we have these three variables, where the first constructor I'm defining these three variables. I'm defining these two variables. I'm initializing these two variables. Second constructor, I'm taking the object and setting them, and the third constructor with and double height. Okay, so and then we can do like we can do so we can do like we can make it small. Okay, and now here in this class I'm making a method which will give me, let's say what we can do, yeah, let's give the volume. So it will be double. It will return me length, width and height. The reason is this is the problem. You can see it was showing, what is it showing? Width cannot be resolved to a variable. Why? Because I had the name wrongly. I had like WHDHD. So we have to give the naming properly. We go and change it. And again here also I do see the same error, cannot be resolved as a variable because I gave the name wrongly. So you can see all the errors are already gone. This is done. What are they showing? Okay. Now what we can do actually, so we see now we have three different type of constructor. One is no parameter constructor, one is one parameter constructor, one is three parameter constructor. So let's do by this. Let's do a little change in this code. First is that no one, then the second constructor, what I am doing, it will be parameterized. Double. Third constructor is clone new box is done, then this is done. We can make it as a is okay. A clone I can let's do. So for this one, we'll just put real. Similar code I just can put for 3 of the cases and other 2 cases. What will I do? This one is object 2 and this one is clone. Okay, this is the string one. So I hope you got it now. We have 3 constructor got created and I am calling 3 of them separately as per their parameter. Let me execute and then I can explain. So this is the system that, okay, what it is saying, it's saying that I think, okay, oh, I think both of them are getting executed. Let's see, like, run this one. Really new declaration. Okay, so it is saying remove the declaration from the throw. Okay, so it's throwing exception and that's being the problem. So you can do throws exception java.lang exception is throwing. So throw the exception, this means if it is any exception comes up, it will handle it as I was telling you. Let me execute now. It's still having the problem. No. Place this on system. So this is not the problem. Okay. Somehow this one came in. That's the thing I don't need. Yes, now it's work out. I'm just doing it again. That object was creating the problem. I just deleted it. So here now you can see my execution. I'm doing it freshly. See, it got executed and you can see 3 got printed. So this is basically Java constructor, parameterized constructor, overloading constructor. All these concepts are getting explained through this program. So and constructor overloading mean you have the constructor with the same name, but only the parameter list will differ. So here you can see the first one has nothing. This one has an object parameter. These take 3 parameters, and I just created object accordingly with the same parameter list, and you can see it got executed. So first time when I called this one, first call, which one should be getting called? We should be getting called to this one, and if you multiply them, you come to 8, and yeah, that's something got printed as a double value. And then the second call when we're doing what is the second object? In second object we are passing these 3 parameters, so it should call this one. And what is happening in the when calling the volume, everywhere I did the volume spelling wrong, so it's getting matched, no problem. So when I'm calling the volume, and then it's these 2 variables what got assigned here, that the same is getting mapped here and multiplied. So it will have this 50, 20 and 100 multiplication, and you can see the number, huge number is getting printed. Then the last one, what is doing in this case, the clone object, what is we passing this parameter, the same parameters we are passing it, and we have another parameter where we taking an object, so it will come up there. And there what is doing, it's just assigning the same values whatever we have in this first object. Same values are getting come in, like -4, 2 and -1, that getting assigned. So that getting assigned to these variables, and then when I'm calling volume, these variables are getting multiplied, and the same you can see third call also, this 8 is getting printed. So today's session, what I was thinking, this constructor, overloading constructor, both of this I explained. So the next thing what I want to show you, that this keyword. So actually in Java we have a concept, we have, it is illegal to declare variables with the same name in the local and in the object. So when it comes to local means, when it comes to main method, this is your local, and when it comes to object, this is the object. Sorry, in the constructor, not object. I'm sorry. In the local and constructor, you cannot have the same variable name. So sometimes it creates a lot of confusion if you have the same variable name. So in Java, they have another keyword that's called this keyword. What is this keyword will do? It won't do any change. So it will refer you the current object. Just a minute. So goes in red. This is the color. Here. So here, as we, if you are doing in a case where you have like you have the same variable names, when you have this keyword, it will refer to the current object. So if two variables, if a variable has the same name in the main class and in the constructor class, then this one get like higher priority than the constructor one. And the local one will have the higher priority than the constructor one. So that could create some confusion, that could create an erroneous result for you. So that's why we have this keyword. You can keep this keyword. It will refer to the current object. Nothing, no change will be in your output, but it will refer to the current object, so the programming will be much better. So you can see the same result got came in. Then the next thing today I want to explain you, that the last topic for today, that the static member. So let me do one thing. Let me do, it's easy. We define some static. Yeah, the variable name was giving. You can see when I was giving as a, it was showing an error. But the syntax error, static is actually lowercase. That's why I just change it. So now the fun of it. So what we saw, these are the constructor. Whatever I am defining into the constructor, if I have to use it, I have to create object to access it, and that's the sum we did. We create of the three objects. Now here which I will do, you see the static object one. So print int. So okay. Just a minute. So the first object is coming good, but when I'm doing the both the objects, it is giving the problem. Let me see. So the first is good. So we are trying to print two variables here. A so I should work this thing. It is showing. So it, okay. The first one it's taking as a string, but the second one it's taking as a variable. is failing. So this one is like the error it's showing that it is a string operator string and they're getting it as integer. So yeah, I think this will work. Let's see. Yeah, so let me explain this. So in Java, this system.out.println they expect everything as a string. Okay, so this was the first part of the string, and then we had A and B, which is also a string. So we are using string concatenation operator in Java to like add variables. So like here you can see both the values came neck to neck. If you want to put some space, what you can do, and if we execute again, you can see the variable values are coming with the space. So let me explain that like recap everything what we covered today. The first thing, this is the class object model. Whenever we creating any object into the class, we are using new operator, and the syntax is class name, object name, new, then the class name, and then the object will be created. And by creating object of a class, we can access all the attributes, methods, constructor in the class. So here in this class I have created three different types of three constructor with different parameter list. So constructor overloading got tested through this way. And another thing which I just want to mention, so as a good coding syntax, it's good to follow like you declare all the variables at the start of your class, or here it's a constructor. You can define the variables, and then you can create object also at the starting, and then you can through this object you can access the attributes of this class. Yeah, that's all for today. I will upload this code into GitHub also. Thank you.